We're here with Coach Girardi after the final game of the MJC women's basketball season. And Coach, we're going to congratulate you on this year. You had an excellent group of girls playing basketball this season. What was your overall thoughts on this year's team?
Well, my overall thoughts are I'm really kind of sad that the season's over, because the girls, as you can tell on the court, they play really hard. They pull for each other. We had great leadership with our captains, and so even though it's a long season, all the commitment and the late nights coaching and studying film and all those kinds of things, it's a long season, but at the same time it's kind of a bummer because it's ending now, and all of that is due to these players' commitment and their great attitude and work ethic.
Yeah, and one of the sophomores this year, Brandon McGinnis, really seemed like she took a lot of the pressure of the team and put it on her back to get in the paint and get some points. So much needed. I mean, what did you think of her performances this entire year and watching her develop as a player?
Right. Yeah. She last year she played a lot as a freshman, and I knew she had some potential this year, and she really came on strong. And she made all tournament, one of our early season tournaments, and she throughout conference, at Sierra, who's ranked like 6th in NorCal, she had 19 points in the first half. And we're battling with them. We're down like 8 at halftime against a really good playoff team, and she had 19, and they were throwing their best players at her. And she just that's a testament to her work ethic. She pulled outside. She hit about 4 3-pointers this year, so she came outside, helped the guards bring the ball up, and as you saw tonight, it was evident that she went in there and got 2 or 3 rebounds on one possession and kept the ball alive for us. And just a lot of that's just sheer determination. And so it was she did everything we asked for this year. Real proud of her.
Yeah, and we could see watching these games throughout the year the work ethic and the hustle that each player had. I mean, there's been a few games where we're down by a fair amount of points, and really the players have not quit. So does that just come down to just in practices or just players buying in? To have that worth ethic.
Yeah, I'd like to think both of those reasons, players buying in, but also them just sticking together. And as you say, we might have lost, again, our conference is year in and year out the toughest conference. Last year it was the toughest conference in the state. They have all those percentage of rankings and how they finish in the playoffs. And so anyway, it's a tough conference. And so yeah, you're absolutely right. It could have been a Tuesday and we lose by more than we wanted to. And then the next day at practice, they're ready to go. And that Friday, we either won or we lost a really close game by 2 or 3 points. And you're right, that's how they were all year long, and that's what I'm probably the most proud of them.
Okay. Now, you had around 8 sophomores on the team this year.
Yeah.
Looking at next year, who is returners? Taylor Martinez is coming back. Govea is coming back. Who are you looking for next year? Just coming back.
Right. Yeah, and our freshmen, I'm looking at a lot of them to come back and help, and a lot of times there's a big progression from freshman to sophomore. For example, last year, Michelle Bibbs, the point guard, number 23, she started a few games, but mainly she came off the bench, and I'm really proud of her. She took over the point guard reins this year, and the other team knew they knew she was the ball handler, and they would try and trap her and everything, and she kept her composure. I thought she had a really strong season. So I use her as a great example of maybe last year, didn't start a whole lot, but played in every game, but then this year just took over the reins and said, I'll be the point guard coach. And again, that's huge. So with that, yeah, statistically wise, Taylor Martinez had a really strong year. Today, she was just coming off an ankle injury, and we didn't get the okay for her to play until the second half. So that's why, and then she comes in and hits like 3 shots in a row. But she has a lot of talent, potential, statistically wise, her. But also, Natalie Govea did well in conference. She's really good at defense and hustling and rebounding. She had 8 rebounds a game ago. And then inside we have Valerie Ballou and Taylor Box and Denise Magana inside that can really help in. And of course Diana Carmona, number 3, the guard. had a strong year. I think the first game you did here when we beat Sacramento City, you were talking to her.
Yeah.
She was on fire that night.
Yeah, she was.
And so anyway, I'm glad she redshirted last year because now she has, she has maturity and she has one more year of eligibility too. So that helps us with the big score. I saved her for last just because of her. She's been on campus a couple years, but she does have one more year of eligibility here. So anyway, I hope I caught everybody there. But the returners wise, I felt bad for some of the Caitlin Gunlack tonight. She hurt her ankle. She missed 3 games early in conference and then 4 games late in conference, and I felt bad for her. But she put up big numbers this year. First time we played DVC, she had 17 points and 12 rebounds. So she is a sophomore. And then, of course, the other sophomores, the twins, Jacqueline and Jen. Tonight it was great to see Jen hit those shots, and they play hard, and they're great kids. And then Janelle Ortega just plays super hard, So it's just, it's such a good group overall, and they just really gelled, and you probably could tell just by watching them on the court.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely. And now we know that McGinnis is going off to hopefully play at the next level. Anyone else that is leaving?
Yeah, she's the main one right now. Some of the others, their biology degree, they're majoring in biology and nursing and some of those.
Yeah.
So for those reasons, some of the others, they'll probably stay one more year just to get their AAA in some of those degrees. As you know, can take a little extra.
Yeah.
So after that, I anticipate some of them playing, especially like Gunlock and I think Michelle Bibbs and Janelle Ortega also. The twins, Jacqueline and Genevieve, they're great students. They're transferring on to Cal State Sacramento and probably just focusing on school. But they're good athletes and just great people. I know they'll do well in whatever they do as well. So.
Well, perfect. Thank you for joining us, and great season this year, Coach.
Well, thank you very much. I know this is we really appreciate, speaking for people in the athletic department and the college in a whole. We really appreciate that you guys do this. It's awesome. You have listeners in Idaho and Florida and the East Coast and a lot of people in California that aren't able to make the games. And we just really appreciate it.
We get a lot of shout outs for you from Mr. V and some other people in District of Columbia. So. So you have a huge fan base online, actually.
Yeah. Well, we really appreciate it. I mean that sincerely, and I look forward to watching your other sports that you do for MJC. I really appreciate it.
Perfect. Well, thank you for joining us, and